What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today I am finally going to let you guys know what I'm going to do next. In one of my last videos, I told you guys that I am no longer a full-time eBay reseller, and that transition really won't be complete for another few months, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what I'm about to actually transition into. And I can already tell there's going to be a bunch of comments in the comment section telling me that I'm making a mistake, that I shouldn't do it, that I need to consider some stuff. And hopefully I can cover all that in this video. You know, for me, reselling, like I stated in the last video, was just another means to an end. As a single man, being a reseller was like one of the best experiences of my life, working for myself and then just earning a great income. But now I have a whole baby, you know, and that's like another $20,000 a year, in my opinion. So I just feel like I want to get into a career that I know I can make a lot of money, and hopefully, you know, in 5 years' time, I can step back into the reselling game full time. I'm not giving up on reselling, and I think I stated that in my last video. So don't think that I'm giving up on reselling. But without further ado, I will go ahead and let you know what your boy's trying to do. Next month, I actually start school to become a truck driver. I'm trying to get my CDL license. It's always been a dream of mine. And if you happen to watch the other channel, I always talk about like 3 of the best jobs for felons. I always say reselling, serving, and trucking. I've always wanted to be a trucker. If you know anything about me, I'm always on the road. I'm always traveling. I'm always taking journeys. So it really doesn't bother me being on the road. The only negative that I can see about becoming a truck driver is the time away from home that I'm going to have to be on the road if I decide to do OTR. And OTR is just on the road, which means like you're on the road for 2 months, then you come home for like a week or 2, and then you're back on the road for 2 or 3 months, and you come back home for a week. I know that's going to be difficult, but I also know, man, that truck drivers make good money, man. I know a few truck drivers personally, and just for the longest time, you always know that that's an industry that they're making steady income. Again, reselling is great. I'm not here to knock reselling, because I'm a reseller. I will always be a reseller. Even if I ever get in the trucks, I'm going to be a reseller. It's just that I need to supplement my income the right way right now because of my baby. So becoming a truck driver is one of the fastest ways I feel like I can jump in the industry and then accumulate $20,000 to $30,000 and save that, and then jump back into the reselling business. A lot of people don't know, man, I started my reselling journey with $30, just $30 and nothing else. I invested $30 and I turned that $30 into thousands and thousands of dollars. Everything that I have today basically came from that $30. So for me, I do know how much work you have to put into reselling in order to be successful. But a lot of times when resellers, we make these videos, a lot of people leave out how much work it is becoming a reseller, man. I put in a lot of hours. Like, I'm working all day. When I wake up in the morning, I'm doing something with eBay. When I go to sleep, I'm thinking about eBay listing. Like, it's an all-day process. 24 hours out of the day, you're probably doing something reseller-wise 16 out of those hours. It's just to the point where I'm getting burnt out and having to rely on reselling for my income. Yes, I can do it, but I just don't want to no more, man. I want to get into trucking and, like I said, just be able to work for about a year or 2 and get that experience on the road, and then hopefully come back and get a local job. And then, like I said, just accumulate some money, man, because reselling isn't doing it as quickly as I want. Like right now, it's like, I'm not going to say I'm living paycheck to paycheck with reselling, but it feels like I'm living paycheck to paycheck because of the uncertainty of reselling. You know, 1 week I'll have 1,000 sales. The next week I may have 2 sales. And I'm not doing anything differently than I did a few years ago. So I have to take all of that into account. And I know it's going to be hard being on the road, having a young child, but I do think this is the best time for me to be on the road, becoming a truck driver. First thing I'm going to do actually is go to school. There was 2 options for me when it came to trying to get my CDL. One of them was just working for one of these trucking companies they'll get me my CDL, put me through school and everything, but I would have been committed to them for at least a year. Some companies want you to work for them for 2 years, and then if you quit for them, they'll have a penalty that you have to pay the CDL back. And that's like $5,000, $6,000 for certain companies, versus me just going to school myself, going to a technical college, getting my CDL on my own, and then going to try to get a job for one of these companies. So that way I don't have to commit to a company 1 year, you know? So maybe if I do happen to get on the road and I hate it, I can just quit whenever I want to. So luckily they still have this workforce grant that all states are offering. I'm not gonna say all states, the majority of the states are offering, that I can enroll into any technical college and get my CDL for free, completely free. So now I'm not going through any trucking company. I'm just gonna get my CDL for free. So I'm about to be a 40-year-old and I'm going to college. Yeah, so I start next month and I'm super excited, man, just because I know that I can possibly generate enough money to really take me to the next level, man. With any life, man, sometimes there comes sacrifice, and I've sacrificed a lot in my life, man. So, you know, I can already see me having to spend time away from my child, being a trucker, and it's something I thought about. But at the end of the day, for me, man, his security is the most important thing for me, man. It's not just me no more, you know, like it's not just me anymore. So I have to really think about setting my son up for, you know, whatever he wants to do. So I need to have a nice nest egg in order for him to do that. And I feel like trucking is one of the industries where I can do that. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's a million jobs where I won't be gone as long, but I really just want the experience of being a trucker. I've always wanted to be a trucker. It was like I always want to be a trucker, a police officer, or some sports person, you know, but it's just time for me to chase one of my dreams. And also it's a dream that I think that's going to be able to set me up financially for the next 10 to 15 years. It's hard for me to save $10,000 a year at the rate that I'm going right now. And I feel like I can do that as a trucker. So if I could just commit 5 years to trucking, I believe that I can make enough money to, when I do quit, that when I do jump back in this reselling thing, that I can completely change the game, man. I just don't have it now where I can just hire people. Cause to be honest, man, in reselling, in order to scale, you need a whole team, man. Like, it's hard to do it by yourself. You can only list so much. You can only ship so much. You can only do so much. And I, unfortunately, have never been surrounded by people who I can get to help me in this reselling thing, man. It's always been kind of difficult for me. So it's just time for me to, like I said, take a step back. Not giving up reselling. Like I said 1,000 times, I just want to try something new, you know. 2 or 3 years from now, I could be making 120 grand a year by working for some trucking company, and I'm home every night. Like, you never know, man. So right now I have to make sacrifices in order to have a better future for my son. Because to me, that's really all that matters. And I know I'm going to miss out on a lot if I do decide to go on the road for a year. But that's just gonna set him up for better things, man. Set my family up for better things. There's nothing like job security. And, you know, as a reseller for the past, 4 years, I haven't had a job in like 3 years, man. I have not had a job in like 3 years. That's kind of wild to think about. Like, the only job I've had has been reselling. So yeah, it's time for a change. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie, if I was a single man, I would not even be considering doing this, but I'm not. And I have to put more than myself first at the end of the day. I have to think about my little guy, you know? And I can easily jump back into serving, and I think I can make a killing becoming a server, but that's another job where, you know, there's kind of a limit, and that all depends on where you work and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. If I jumped into serving, I'd be looking at like $45,000 a year, $60,000 a year, and that would leave me in the same place I'm at right now. I would probably work in less hours than I'm working right now, but I won't be able to save like I want to. And I just feel like a career in trucking for the first year, you know, you're probably not gonna make that much money, but then once you get that experience under your belt, you can make some good money, man. Some local companies that I've been researching around here, man, they start you off at $80,000 and all you need is 6 months experience in the trucking industry. So if I can get my CDL, sacrifice 4 weeks of my life to go to college, and then after I get my CDL, get me a job working for one of these companies who help train you, and then work for them for around 6 months to a year, I can come back locally and then get me a job where hopefully I'm making 60 grand bare minimum, and then, you know, work my way up. So that's the goal right now. That's the new career that I decided to jump into. Definitely a major sacrifice, but I think it's one that I need to do, man, because honestly, I'm tired of stressing, man. There's been a lot of days over the last month, 2 months that I've had days with no sales. Days with no sales. And it's not like I'm doing anything different. I'm doing the same thing that I've always been doing. I'm checking my sold comps. I'm doing everything that I need to as a reseller. But once you see the decline, it's time to make a change, man. Well, for me at least, I have to make a change. I'm still gonna be reselling. I'm still gonna be dropping these videos. I'm still gonna be sourcing. I'm still gonna be doing what I do, but I'm also gonna be trying to get my CDL too. And that rhymed. So go ahead and drop a like for me busting the lyrics on the channel. But anyways, guys, yeah, I know a lot of people wanted to know what my next steps was, and I just feel like trucking is probably the best thing for me to do right now, especially since I'm about to get my CDL for free, man. I mean, how can I not take advantage of going to college and getting a free CDL? Even if I never use it, which will be stupid for me going to get my CDL and not using it, but what if I never use it? I will have it as a backup plan for the next 10 years if I needed to. So I'm really I call it getting insurance, man. I'm getting some insurance, and that's by getting my CDL and becoming a truck driver. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think of my new decision. I'm not gonna say I've been studying super duper hard, but I have been studying, man. I've been taking my practice test. I passed majority of them, but there's still a lot of work I need to be doing on obtaining my CDL permit. So I have to do all that, man. I even quit smoking to get my CDL, and I don't know if you guys know, but yeah, I like to smoke. But I quit all to get my CDL. So hopefully everything works out. I swear, it's like every time I come outside, somebody hates me. They start cutting grass. But in conclusion, I pretty much talked about everything. I don't even know where I was, where I left off at. I heard the lawnmower and I was like, of course. But yeah, guys, about to become a truck driver. I go to school next month. Been drug free for a little bit, trying to detox my system because, you know, we have to take drug tests. That's fun. But yeah, that's my new career choice, truck driver. I'm always on the road anyway, man. Like I drive probably probably like 20 hours a month because I drive to South Carolina and back, and that's a 10-hour journey. So I'm already used to being on the road anyway. Being away from my baby, that's gonna suck. Definitely gonna suck, but it's all for him, man. It's all for him. Everything that I ever do now is like, it's for him. It's with him in mind. And I need job security at this point in time, because reselling is good, but reselling isn't great, man. Especially nowadays in 2023, as of this video. I mean, maybe it'll pick back up, but you know, right now, just for me, it's not that great. So I need to go ahead and find a career path right now. And I've always told you, like, reselling should never be anybody's end game. It's not my end game. I wanted to open up a store, but the timing when I was going to open up a store, a lot of the bin store owners that I deal with just was giving me bad vibes about opening a store, just because the inventory when it comes to like truckloads get bad sometimes. And just when you talk to a bin store owner and you hear all the little things behind the scenes of what goes on, it's like, nope, don't want to do that. And I also didn't want to commit to a building for about a year or 2 years and then have, there was just a lot when it comes to owning your own business or storefront, shall I say. So I want to put all that on hold. Like I'm only 40, I said only, so I'm going to keep saying only. I'm only 40. So I have my whole few years ahead of me. So, I feel by the time I'm 45, I can really jump back into reselling and then maybe make it a full-time job as well as another hustle. And then if I get into one of these companies that I can be a truck lease operator or a lease operator or whatever they call it, where I can just lease a truck until I pay it off, I can own my own truck in 5 years. I know so many people who have paid off a truck in 4 years and now they have their own truck. So that could be a possibility. I mean, that's another reason I'm trying to jump into it, just to kind of see if I can happen to own a whole truck in 5 years, I'm probably gonna do it. So have somebody rolling up at my house. So perfect time to end the video. So make sure that you bless somebody today. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hello. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and then make sure that you bless somebody today, because I promise you I'm gonna bless somebody tomorrow. But at this point in time, your boy Tay, wish me luck, and I'll keep you guys updated. But I'm out.